Hello everyone, long time no chat. Today is marking the first day of me getting back into the flow of writing. It has been since December since I have written anything for Project Traveling Bards. I'm still crooked. Now we're gonna do the first vlog of 2024. I'm actually going to be meeting with Sarah in a few minutes. Her and I are gonna do a couple of writing sessions together, and I am really excited to get back into writing. I have definitely missed this project. If you're not sure what project I'm talking about, it's called Project Traveling Bards. It's a cozy fantasy project. This video is just going to be me getting back into this project, reviewing the project, reviewing all of the documents and everything I had and where I wanted this story to go, because I'm about halfway through. So I need to figure out where I wanted to go next. With this project, I'm almost 24,000 words into it. I want this project to be around 50,000 words for the first draft, and then I'm gonna have to beef it up later. I am gonna go grab a quick snack before Sarah and I meet up. I had to put on a sweater because I was getting a little chilly. This is the snack of a champion. I've got a Cliff Bar and some applesauce. Sarah and I are gonna meet in just a few moments. But I probably should make an event for this. I am so out of practice, so disconnected right now from like anything writing related. I need to create an event so Sarah can jump in and we can talk. I haven't seen Sarah since November because her and I didn't live stream in December. I mean, we talk like every week, so we have been talking, but I haven't seen her in forever because we haven't done our live streams. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this all set up. Sarah and I will get going and we can talk a little bit more about my project and all of that stuff a little bit later. Sarah and I just finished filming our little write-in. It went so well. I hope you guys really enjoy what Sarah and I are trying to do. It's a little bit different. It seems like it's something that can be kind of confusing at first, but I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys like it as much as Sarah and I enjoyed filming it. It might take a few months, I think, for the idea to kind of stick, but her and I really liked doing this, and I did end up getting some writing in. I wrote 611 words, and I'm on chapter 14. Before I was able to write, I had to go back a little bit and figure out where my characters were, where I wanted the scene to go, and my intentions for chapter 14. It did take me maybe about 10 minutes to figure out what I wanted. My writing is a little bit rusty since it's been a month and a half, but I wrote about 200 words that felt like sludge, just things that I kind of had to get out. I don't know, it felt a little more like throw up versus like decent writing. I left a note for myself. I dropped down a couple of lines and then I wrote a little bit more than 400 words. I enjoyed that writing session. We did one 25-minute sprint. I can tell I'm a little bit out of practice with my writing because I felt a little fatigued at the end of that 25 minutes. I won't lie. I mean, it was definitely inspiring and I'm really happy to be getting back into this story, but I felt a little tired from doing that long of a sprint after going for so long without writing. With this story, it's a relatively simple story. Even though I'm saying simple, it doesn't mean that it's boring. It doesn't mean that there's not complex stuff that's going on. I just mean that it's a very casual, calm story. I mean, it's a cozy fantasy, so I don't have these super wild, crazy things that are happening. Who knows? Maybe I will later. But with this first draft, I'm not really focusing on that type of stuff. I'm just really trying to enjoy the writing. There's a gnat flying around my face. Today, I just had the intention of getting back into my story, getting back into the flow, understanding where I was with this project, and setting some writing goals for the next few weeks, the next couple of days. So let's just kind of talk about that for a little bit. I have set a few writing goals for myself, and these are some goals that I know I'll be able to achieve and what you can expect from me, my content, for the next few weeks or months, I guess, I would like to finish the first draft of Project Burning Roses by the end of February. So as I'm filming this video, it is January 26th. So I don't know how many days are in February. There's 29 days in February. I already know I won't be able to write every day. I talked about this, I think, a little bit in the beginning of this video, or maybe last video, but I work full-time night shift in a hospital, and it's just not reasonable for me to be writing every day. That's just not realistic. I do have intentions of finishing this project. I want to vlog the entire process of finishing the first draft of Project Traveling Bards. A good amount of writing vlogs for the next few months, I guess, trying to wrap up the first draft of this project. I can't wait to actually really dive deep and get back into this project. I think it's gonna take me a little while to get my steam back up, but I have taken the first step of getting back into this project, getting back into writing. So now for the next few weeks, I want to start prioritizing my writing again, really try and find a good solid writing schedule. That is the plan for this next month, is to finish Project Traveling Bards and to get on a better writing plan. I wanted to come on here and reflect on my writing and how I felt about it and my writing experience that I had yesterday. Because I feel like in the moment of talking with Sarah, of getting back into my story, sitting down and also vlogging, it was a lot happening all at once. And I feel like I didn't really give my writing the care that I wanted to give it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So today's the next day, and after I had gone to bed and I was reflecting on my writing, even though I felt like I was getting back into the story, I still felt like there was a little bit of a disconnect. I had spent a month away from this project, and while I was only 25,000 words, a little less than 25,000 words into this project, I didn't think I was going to feel the things that I'm talking about. I never felt like I would be somebody who would be intimidated or would be nervous about getting back into a project. There's nothing to be nervous about. There's nothing to be afraid of, because it's me. It's my writing. It's what I want to write about. There are topics that I want to talk about, and it's a story I want to tell. But I think being away from this project for a good solid month and then getting back into it and being really excited to be talking about my project with a friend and talking to you guys about the project, I think I was a little overwhelmed with getting back into everything all at once. While I reflected on the story before I dove back into it to figure out what I wanted to do, where I wanted the project, the chapter, the scene to go, I still felt a little disconnected from the story. So after I slept on it last night, I came back, I sat down, and I actually read more of the story. So I had, I think I was working on chapter 14, and before that writing session, I had just read a little bit more of chapter 14, a little bit into chapter 13, and then I just jumped right back into the story. But before I started my writing sessions today, I really wanted to know more of the story before I just dove into it. I spent a good amount of time just sitting down. I read the story from chapter, I think, 5, and I just skimmed through just to see where I was going with the story and what I was expecting of myself and of my writing. And when I went that far back into the document and then read through, it was so inspiring. I felt overjoyed rereading the work that I wrote in November. I could really tell how passionate I was about this project, just the amount of fun I was having writing the story. I mean, not saying it's bestseller, not saying that the writing is perfect, but I just had so much fun rereading my work. I laughed out loud a few times, and I nodded my head, I rolled my eyes. Going back, sitting down and reviewing more of the story before continuing writing, that was the best decision that I ever made. Then after reading from chapter 5 up until what I wrote yesterday, so excited to get back into this project. Those feelings of being afraid of getting back into my document because it had been so long since I touched it, since I thought about it, it scared all those thoughts away. They went away. And I wanted to come on here and talk about it because I feel like I didn't really let myself sit and really digest my project before diving back into it. I will say I was a little intimidated of getting back into this project. I was a little afraid that, well, it's been a month. What if I lose the passion or lose the drive to finish this story, and I've been wanting to get back into it, but what if it's just not what I was expecting of myself, of my storytelling? I just had all of those creeping thoughts, and I guess those thoughts are what people call imposter syndrome, I suppose, and that was probably the first time I've ever really experienced imposter syndrome, thinking that I wasn't ever going to get back into my project, and a lot of negative thoughts and worrying thoughts that I just wasn't going to be the writer that I was in November when I was writing this story. And while I'm not that same writer that I was 2 months ago when I was in the middle of writing the first half of this story, I've definitely grown a whole lot. But that doesn't mean that I can't grow with the story, and now the story can't continue to grow as I grow as a person. I know it was only a month off of this project, but I felt a little nervous, a little scared, and I really just wanted to come on here and talk about my feelings and end the vlog with, while yesterday was a great writing session, really excited about getting back into the project, and I met with a writing friend and we did some writing together and we chatted about our projects. While all of that was great and that is what I needed, I don't think I allowed myself to accept the feelings that I was feeling, acknowledge them, and then just move forward. So I wanted to come on here and talk about them. I feel like yesterday I ended the day being like, great, this is great, everything's lovely, when I still had some creeping thoughts and creeping suspicions and things that kind of made me nervous about the project. So I wanted to talk about those with you guys, and I wanted to end the video on that. I know that kind of seems like I'm ending it on a sad-ish note or a negative note, but in reality it's not negative because it's real. It was real feelings. It was a real situation that I wasn't really kind of aware of until I put my head on my pillow that night and was like, wow, I was experiencing a lot of emotions, and I really just need to talk them all out. And just, if anybody else ever goes through these same things, you just know that you're not the only one, because I definitely went through it. That is what I wanted to add to the end of this video, but I'll go ahead and close out the vlog for now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. Let me know about your projects as well, and we can have a conversation about them. I'm Autumn Ashley, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.